Hi, welcome to Reddit Tea Time. My husband and I have been going through a really rough patch lately. We've been trying to open up to each other about our feelings and also talk about poor decisions we've made within the relationship. Last night, he told me that he's gotten swimsuit pictures of my friends as well as some girls from high school off of social media and used an AI website to make them naked. He said he has pleasured himself a few times to these images over the past few years. He said he knows it's wrong and that's why he wanted to tell me about it. We've honestly gone through so much and I've put up such a big wall over the years that I don't even feel that mad right now. However, I just would like to know how people in marriages would feel about this. Now for some comments. It's wrong and it's creepy. Yeah, that's very creepy and disrespectful to everyone. He's disgusting. Tell any mutual female friends to delete him and secure their accounts so he can't access them anymore. Honestly, if possible, delete the pictures he's downloaded and created. What a scumbag. Don't stay with him. This, to me, is another form of cheating. You need to stop and ask yourself if the marriage is even worth it anymore. I don't know what all you've gone through, but consider looking at the pros and cons. Maybe that'll help with your decision. That's gross. It's an invasion. It's disrespectful to you and to your friends. It's creepy and weird. I would be not only uncomfortable but highly offended at this behavior. This is so wrong. People are getting sued and facing jail time for deepfake AI porn. Your husband violated you and your friends. Who knows what else he has AI generated? This is sick. Please divorce. You're so young. There's so much more for you out there, I promise. Please also report him to the police or at least notify your friends when you feel safe to do so. Disgusting and creepy. Look up what happened to that YouTuber who got caught doing this. His confession video with his wife sobbing in the background. Do you want that to be you? That's creepy. Doesn't he know the internet is full of free adult videos? As a guy, I'm sorry I have to agree this is effing weird and gross. It's so gross I need a shower, and that's based on secondhand grossness. It's pretty misogynistic and downright disrespectful to you and these women who have their pictures used non-consensually. Last night started pretty normal. Husband and I had a pretty laid-back evening. For background, we had a pretty stable relationship. We have a good division of labor and don't argue about finances. There have been a few hot-button issues that keep recurring over our 15-year relationship, 10-year marriage. The first is that his family walks all over me when they come to visit. They've gotten somewhat better, but still treat my home like it's their personal Airbnb. Taking over my kitchen, taking the remote and choosing what we're watching on TV, declaring what will be for dinner, setting up games at the table and saying everyone's going to play, and inviting additional people to come and stay without asking. I feel invisible and disrespected. Husband knows this and has spoken to his dad, who's improved a little bit. The second is that sister-in-law gave an ex-girlfriend husband's phone number when they ran into each other right after husband and I got married. Husband usually had me check his phone when he gets messages while working in the yard to determine whether it's important enough to disturb his work. I see these messages where she's majorly flirty, complaining about her marriage, she's now divorced, and reminiscing on their old relationship. I felt betrayed. I told husband that I felt uncomfortable with him messaging her. He explained sister-in-law gave her his contact info and they started messaging. I felt doubly betrayed. He said he didn't see a reason not to keep messaging her. Third, we moved for his career 2 times, so I often don't know people in our new locations. When we go to events, he completely leaves me alone where I don't know anyone. I've asked him to stay with me while he mingles with people, but he continues to disappear at parties. Recently, we went to New Orleans for a wedding. During the second parade, he took off running ahead and left me alone marching in the back down the darkness of Bourbon Street. There are other issues. For the past 3 months, our sex life was completely dead. Anyway, last weekend, sister-in-law came to visit. She was fine at first, but then took over the kitchen. Then she took our clothes out of the washing machine, not washed yet, and put her clothes in. She had her foster children there, and the whole time she yelled and yelled and yelled at them. I was so exhausted hosting and overwhelmed by the yelling. I think the 4-year-old spent more time standing looking at the wall in timeout than doing anything else. I was so overstimulated and sad the whole time. She left on Tuesday and I had nightmares about her yelling and the children crying for days afterward. So on to last night. I asked husband if he saw a message I sent on Facebook. I don't usually use Facebook, so he was surprised and said he didn't get it. He got his phone and showed me. I see the name of X on the list of people he's been messaging. After the exhausting weekend feeling disrespected, this was just like a punch in the stomach. I agreed that I didn't see the message and showed him on my end that it was sent. We agreed it was odd. Later, I couldn't hold it in. I said I saw X on his messages. I was hurt. He got defensive and said it's fine, nothing's going on. I said it still upsets me. He yells and brings up all sorts of things that were not related. I started watching his body language. Time seemed to slow down and it was like I was no longer in my own body. I calmly and slowly walked up to him, took off my ring, put the ring in his hand and said, "I'm done. It's over. I'm going to take my things out of our room and sleep in the guest room. Keep your friend. I'm done." At the time, I was so eerily calm. I meant what I said. I still cannot believe I did this. I still think I meant it. I really love my husband, but I'm not feeling loved. It feels like I'm trying to puppeteer a skeleton in this marriage. I don't know what to do now. We're talking civilly this morning, but have not brought it up. I'm torn. Part of me can't see what a life without him would look like, but part of me doesn't know that this is a situation I can sustain. We've gone to counseling before, but it was not helpful. I always left feeling worse, and so did he. What are your thoughts? Advice, please. Now for some comments. Honestly, I think you're done. When you know, you know. It sucks, but it happens a lot. You're miserable in your marriage. You don't have to live this way with this man who doesn't give a damn about the fact that you're miserable. It's scary, but you've set yourself free. You deserve better. You're not a bad person, and you deserve to be with someone who makes you feel heard, respected, especially in your own home, and supported. You deserve a marriage where you feel 10 feet tall because your partner pours the love you need into you, and instead it sounds like you're becoming a shell of your former self. What you did was fantastic and so brave. I think you made the right decision for you, and I hope you can fight back the manipulation he may try to use to keep you there. You deserve so much more, so please leave so that you can receive it. He certainly hasn't made you number one in his life. Keeping in contact with an ex without kids being involved is a big red flag. His sister is no help for your relationship, and the disrespect is atrocious. You did the right thing handing him back your ring. Now, to show you're serious, make an appointment to see a divorce lawyer. Hi, long-time lurker here in desperate need of some advice. I've been with him coming up 5 years now. We jointly own our house. I pay the mortgage and he pays the bills. It works out to roughly the same. To cut a long story short, he's an alcoholic. I knew he had problems, but they're the worst they've ever been. He's lost his driver's license due to drinking, and is still paying for a car he can't use because he likes to just say he has it. 300 pounds a month down the drain. He orders things online when he's drunk and never uses them. He constantly gets impulsive about a new hobby, throws a load of money at it, and after about a week or so, it gets forgotten about. I'm talking mountain bikes, drum kits, guitars, Lego, Warhammer, you name it. He's constantly pulling sickies from work and has currently been off for about 10 weeks because he trapped a nerve in his foot. Claimed he couldn't walk, but is fine to stagger around town pissed out of his head on a weekend. He never lifts a finger in the house, won't do his own laundry, never cleans up, goes about 5 days without showering, steals my food. I have to lock my cupboard because he just goes and helps himself. Going to do his own food shop is clearly too much effort. I also have to lock my own alcohol in a suitcase or he would take it without thinking. As he's been off work on long-term sick, he's constantly up all night playing video games and drinking, watching TV or going to his friends, again to get drunk. He literally will not do anything unless it involves alcohol. About 3 weeks ago, I gave my head a bit of a wobble and told him I couldn't deal with it anymore and that I wanted to end things. He got angry and told me to piss off. Then a few minutes later came down and apologized and said he'll get better. He doesn't want me to go, etc. I've been in the spare room since then, and he hasn't asked why or tried to talk to me. Anytime I try to catch him sober enough to have this conversation, he tells me I'm stupid and I'm overreacting. I've built a rod for my own back here. Because I've put up with everything for so long, he seems to think he can do whatever he likes and it's normal behavior. What can I do, Reddit? I live 3 hours away from my family. His are just up the road, but they don't want to know. I'd love to just pack a bag and leave with my animals, but I feel like I shouldn't be the one to go as he's the one with the problem and I look after my house. I've never felt so down and low as I do now. Now for some comments. Strengthen that rod you've built? You don't tell him that you want to end things. You tell him that you've ended things and then work out the separation of property. I see where your problems are coming from. Why do you want him to have a conversation about why you're living in the spare bedroom? Why would you invite yet another conversation where he tells you he's sorry and is trying, and can't he just have another chance? Get an attorney, pack up, and leave. Move his stuff to the spare room. Why does he get to stay in the main bedroom? Contact an attorney to consult about the ownership of the house you both own. Maybe you can buy him out of his share and basically evict him. Find out how to do this where you're at. I don't know your location. Talk to your family too about your plan. Maybe they can help you out or offer some suggestions to help. Maybe they can help you buy his share out and he needs to leave. Give the appropriate time for him to leave. I don't suggest you move out if you want the house, but break it off. He doesn't have to accept that it's over. You can end your relationship without his approval, but make sure you tell him and even have yourself recorded telling him, i.e. via text, that you guys are over. The other way is to push for the sale of the property since it's over between the two of you, and split the profit, and you can use your own share as a down payment for your own place possibly. Good luck. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. If you liked this story and you've made it this far, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate you spending your valuable time with me. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next Reddit story. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Bye for now.